Most valuable American Canadian rare prints worth money 1951. The 1951 15-cent stamp. It was issued to honor the move in 1851 of the Postal Service Administration from Great Britain to British North America. A reproduction of the 3-pence stamp is shown, with the beaver drawn. It was the first stamp issued by Canada. This animal lives permanently in Canada. It can reach 32 kilograms and a length of 1 meter. Above, you will be able to see the royal crown. Around, the writing Canada Post, followed by the face value of the old stamp. More on the margins. Up, the dates commemorating 100 years of the autonomy of the Postal Administration in Canada. To the left, 1851. To the right, 1951. Year of anniversary and issue at this piece. All below, the nominal value of the piece. 15 cents of the Canadian dollar. Postage stamp issued on September 24, 1951. Was issued in 54 million copies. And today it is worth 16 times its issue value. $2.50. The 1951 4-cent stamp depicts politician William Lyon Mackenzie King. He was the Prime Minister of Canada, who held the role for 3 terms in the 20th century. On the center, you will be able to see his portrait. The writing Canada at the top. Down, the name and surname of the Prime Minister. To the right, the nominal value of the stamp reported in the number. 4 cents of the Canadian dollar. Part of a series of stamps specially designed to honor Canadian Prime Ministers. This piece was released on June 25, 1951. 49,953,000 copies were printed, and is worth 75 times its issue value. $3. The 1951 7-cent stamp. It is part of the series issued on the occasion of the 100th anniversary. By the transfer of the administration of the Postal Service from Great Britain to British North America. About this piece, you will be able to see 2 vehicles with which letters and parcels were delivered. Down, the typical 19th century carriage. That is horse-drawn. It guaranteed the delivery of the postal service on medium and long-distance routes. Top right, a plain vehicle used for the long-distance delivery of parcels or goods. All to the left, the writing Canada at the edge of the piece. Lower left, the date 1851. Year of Postal Administration transfer to Canada. Top right, the date 1951. 100th year anniversary. Bottom right, the nominal value of the piece reported in the number. 7 cents of the Canadian dollar. Commemorative stamp. Was released on September 24, 1951. 19,900,000 copies were printed. And today it is worth 57 times its issue value. $4. The 1951 4-cent stamp is another piece commemorating the administration of the Postal Service. In this case only the rail vehicle. The train. In fact, trains from the periods 1851 and 1951 are depicted. Down, an old wood-fired steam engine tremble. Up, a modern train. The first aerodynamic diesel-electric locomotive. Produced in Canada in 1950. On the modern train, you will be able to see on the muzzle the year of commemoration. 51. Postage stamp issued on September 24, 1951. 49,750,000 copies were printed. And today it is worth 100 times its issue value. $4. The 3-cent stamp of 1951 depicts the portrait of Robert Laird Borden, 8th Prime Minister of Canada, who held the role during the First World War for 9 years. From 1911 to 1920. Up, you will be able to see the writing Canada. Lower left, the nominal value of the piece. 3 cents of the Canadian dollar. More down, the name and surname of the President. Stamp that is part of the series designed to honor Canadian Prime Ministers. Was released on June 25, 1951. 50,800,000 copies were printed. And today in the philately market it is worth 166 times its issue value. $5. The 1951 $1 stamp was issued to commemorate Canada's great wealth. In the fishing sector, you will be able to see on the center a fisherman intent on carrying out his work with his fishing net. Fishing products displayed in the edge of the stamp. They are clams, tuna, salmon and other animals. All living beings that live in the waters of Canadian territory. Every year, in fact. Its waters, both coastal and inland. They produce a huge amount of high-quality fish every year, which contributes substantially to the country's economy. Postage stamp issued on February 1, 1951. 4,500,000 copies were printed. And is worth 11 times its issue value. $11. The 1951 4-cent stamp. It was issued on the occasion of the royal visit to Canadian territory by Princess Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh. Elizabeth. She wasn't queen yet. She will become one the following year. In 1952. Queen Elizabeth II. Future Queen and head of the realms and members of the Commonwealth, of which Canada is part. Above the portraits. The writing Canada. With the year of printing in commemoration of this stamp. 1951. Down. The nominal value of the piece. 4 cents of the Canadian dollar. Piece released on October 26, 1951. 50,300,000 copies were printed. And today it is worth 1,375 times its issue value. $55.